I'm going to show you some easy exercises to help unblock this area. If you're feeling a bit stagnated or maybe bloated or constantly just a little bit swollen around here, or like something is not moving like it should do. I used to have problems around this area for many years, being very stagnated and constantly a bit swollen. Particularly towards the afternoon, it would swell even more. And it was hard to find anything that made a big difference. But I was into Chinese medicine and movement, and I found some things, particularly with exercises, that really help things flow. They're just easy and don't take that much time. And I would have been really grateful if someone would have made a video a few years ago with these exercises to help me, save me a lot of frustration and feeling tired and lethargic and just not feeling well because of this, the waste not moving out of the body as it should. If the intestines are a bit blocked, when the stool doesn't move as fast as it should, it also gives rise to more gas, and that gives rise to more swelling and more pain. But there are some easy exercises we can do to help move this. So yeah, I thought I'll put some of the exercises out there, and if it helps anyone else, then that's great. I think we often look to diet as being the main solution for solving stomach problems. And I think that's good for lots of problems, but I think there's also other areas that we overlook sometimes. I think one of those areas is inactivity. If we don't move the body around and we're static all day at work, come home, we don't move either, then the body doesn't get moved around as it should. And it needs to move a little bit to be healthy and for things to flow. And the gut also needs this. When we move around, it pulls through the lines inside the abdomen, and that helps this peristalsis movement of the intestines to shift the stool forward. And then another thing that's often overlooked, I think, is spine alignment and the health of the spine. If there's compressions in the spine, then it's just clear to see that the front of the body would also be a little bit compressed. So there'll be less space for the food to flow through the intestines, and this movement for the intestines will be harder as well. So if we open up the spine and align it properly, that can have a massive benefit on the health of this area. And I'll do more videos on that in the future, because I think that's a big subject to talk about. And then there's also emotions. I think emotions affect our abdomen more than we know. I'm sure a lot of people can feel that too. But in Chinese medicine, particularly frustrations, worries, and inability to let go really stagnates this whole area. If we're not able to let go of things, we're not able to pass a bowel movement because we're just gripping and holding on to stuff too much. So we need to be able to just relax, and then it passes through easier. And if we have frustrations, that inhibits the free flow of qi through the body, and that also causes things to stagnate. So we have inactivity, spine alignment, and emotions. And diet, of course, is important, but it's not the only factor in abdominal health. The exercises we're going to do, they move this area to help the movement of the gut, but also lengthens and alleviates the spine, so it can open up to give space for the intestines and everything to flow better. Okay, so we're just going to start with laying down onto our back, onto a soft carpet or something that's quite comfortable that we can relax onto. So just lengthen the body out and just take a few nice deep breaths. We're just going to let the spine get alleviated from the gravity pushing down on it, like it happens when we're standing up. And just take a few nice deep breaths. Just let your body know you can relax. And we're going to get a little bit more contraction and opening of the center, help everything move even more. So we're going to lengthen the arms over the head, and we're going to extend one leg up diagonally, Keeping a little bit of space underneath here. And look up through a point through the arms. Take a nice deep breath in. And breathe out. And we're going to bring the head as close as we can to the knee. If this is as close as you can come, then stay here and breathe. If you can place the nose onto the knee, then do so. Whichever depth you can bring it to. And then we're going to lengthen everything again. Feel that nice extension through the abdomen, through the leg, and then through the abdomen, up through the arms. Look up to a point in the sky. And then slowly bring the leg in. Bring the head as close towards the leg as you can. We just hold it a little bit. And then we lengthen. Feel how that lengthens from the center of the body out to the top of your extremities, top of the legs, all the way to the fingertips and the toes. And breathe out here. Hold the breath a little. And then we're going to breathe in. Feel that extension, hold the breath. And slowly breathe out, hold the breath in the center. And slowly breathe in, hold the breath for as long as it's comfortable without feeling too strained. And then we slowly breathe out, bring the awareness down to the leg. And then bring the leg down. So all the way through these exercises, when you're familiar with the movement, keep the mind through the body and just listen to the body. You don't need to think about anything. The more steady we can keep the mind on the body and just listen and just breathe, the better. That just brings the energy and the awareness to the body to help it give it more energy to help it regulate and function better. And we're going to do the other side. So we lengthen, we breathe in, feel that nice extension, hold the breath a little bit. Slowly breathe out as far as you can. Slowly breathe in. Keep the awareness through the whole body. Feel that nice lengthening. Keep that little bit of space underneath your lower back. Slowly breathe out. Slowly breathe in, lengthen. Feel that nice extension, a little bit of space underneath your lower back. Hold that in breath. Really want to feel like everything's lengthened all the way through the toes, through to the fingers. And then into the center. And slowly down. Bring that leg down. Slowly turn the legs a little bit on the bottom. So we're moving this area here around the lower part of the abdomen. Then we're going to lengthen the arms over the head. Now you probably feel really nice extension through the abdomen. Keep that little bit of space underneath your lower back. And breathe nice and deep. Keep the legs still. One last deep breath. Feel how it feels down towards your abdomen, down towards your pelvic floor. And slowly breathe out. Feel how everything in your body can release and relax. And then we're gonna roll the legs, rock them a little bit. Massaging the abdomen and releasing the spine at the same time. And then we're gonna rock it over to one side. Trying to keep this opposite shoulder close to the floor. And when we're breathing here, we want to let the breath extend deep into the belly. And as we breathe out, release, let go of any unnecessary tension. Feel how it massages the abdomen and releases the back of the spine at the same time. So if we've done a lot of sitting at work in the day, and this will be particularly nice, this will decompress this whole area which you've been sitting on and contracting. And then we're gonna roll the legs towards the other side. Keep the opposite shoulder down towards the floor. Take a few nice deep breaths. Into the center, and then we're gonna roll both legs out and down. This massages the abdomen, and it also stretches a little bit around the underside of the pelvic floor and the lower part of our this whole basin holding the abdomen. And just breathe, just listen to the body. Let those areas stretch open. Lengthen one leg down, and we're just gonna roll that leg a little bit. Bring it up, and then lengthen the other leg down. Small movements that helps free up this area around the hip joint. There's tension here that might be leading in towards the intestines. That can happen as well. And the other side. Keep on breathing nice and deep into your abdomen. Maybe you feel some movements in your gut now, some bubbling. And when you're here as well, keep a little bit of space underneath your lower back. So we get that nice extension through here. Then just hold the leg still, take a nice deep breath. And one time on the other side, lengthen. Feel the lengthening through the leg, through the abdomen, a little bit of space underneath the lower back. Take a nice deep breath. Let the breath extend down to the abdomen. And slowly breathe out and relax. Pull the leg in one time towards the gut and then down. We're gonna do one more movement on the floor. We're gonna place one hand on top of the other, and we're gonna push in with this bony part of our thumb. And we're gonna make small circles. So whilst you're laying down, we're doing the small circles around the outside of the abdomen. This is where the large intestine runs. And these small circles just help break up stagnation, and we want to make sure that we're moving it clockwise. So we're moving in the same direction as the flow through the large intestine. If you feel particularly stuck somewhere, you can just stay there a little bit longer. Push medium hardness. And it's best while you're laying down, so we're getting that nice lengthening again. No compression of gravity, squishing our intestines or back together. And just breathe nice and deep. You can do this for a few minutes before going to sleep, or if you get a moment in the day, or maybe while you're having a bath. Just give that extra movement. And then we're going to do the same on 2 acupuncture points in the abdomen. That helps open up the intestines, free up the intestines, I mean. Take that same part of the thumb, and we're going to go out from the belly button and a little bit to the sides, about 2.5 centimeters. And just make small movements into that point whilst you're laying down. Or if you want to get a little bit sharper into one point, you can use the thumb. Whichever feels best for you. Just breathe and just rest your awareness in this area. Just to give the space time and energy to open up. On the other side, go to the navel, about 2.5 centimeters out, either with the thumb in or the side of the thumb. Whichever feels like it's freeing up you the most. And just finish with a circle around the body, around the intestines. Clockwise again. And take a few breaths. Maybe it feels freer in the abdomen. Maybe you feel like the breath can extend more lightly down, more easier down. Onto all fours, and we're going to create even more movement inside here. So we're going to bring one leg in and we're going to extend it back. In, extend, in, extend. Also really good if you're getting tensions and pains around the hip that might be causing a little bit of feeling of inflammation or stagnation around the lower abdomen. Out, slowly in, slowly out. If you can bring the opposite hand in, and then we lengthen into the center. Slowly open everything into the center, massage the abdomen, and then we open everything. Holding that extension a little bit, hold, breathe. Nice and deep. Try to lengthen the joints through your hips, through your spine, through the whole body. One more time, in and down. Other side. Start with just the leg, lengthen that leg back. In towards the gut as far as you can, and then lengthen it out. Feel that nice opening we get through the lower part of the abdomen and the lower part of the spine and the hip joint. You can add the opposite hand, lengthen everything, and into the center. Open. Breathe nice and deep. Just keep the mind listening through the body. Next one, hold, pause here, breathe. Slowly tease more space into the back and the hip joint. And down to the floor. And just move the spine a little bit and the abdomen. And push the back up towards the sky. Create more space. And then we're going to lengthen. And we're going to look up. And then the back up towards the sky. And slowly lengthen the front, look up. Let that breath extend deep into the abdomen. Feel that nice stretch. And the back up one more time. And sit down. And then we're just going to place the arms over the head, and we're going to lengthen them up. And try to lengthen on one side and then the other. So it's like the spine and this whole abdominal cavity is becoming taller, longer. Just make it big, longer and longer. And hold in the center. Take a few nice deep breaths. Bring the arms down, but try to keep that nice feeling of the lengthening through the body. Okay, so this nice extension and lengthening that you feel through the body. Now you want to try to withhold throughout the day. So we keep more space through the body, through the intestines and all of that. Just because of gravity tends to contract us, and that contracts the space, and yeah, that's when you get the stagnation, or one reason for the possibility of stagnation. Thank you. I hope you find some of those exercises useful. And maybe don't do it in a room where someone else is at the same time, in case you get the movement of your intestines starting to work better.